Jaguar's hard reset could make or break the brand. But let's give them some time before passing judgment. You've seen the exaggerated headlines and read the negative comments, which paint a grim picture of Jaguar's current state. Yes, sales are grinding to a halt, but that was to be expected, right? After all, production of nearly all models ended in 2024, with the F-Pace being the last one standing. Even that SUV has limited availability and will be gone entirely by early 2026. Some people are quick to blame Jaguar's rebranding. Sure, the controversial Copy Nothing ad campaign may have alienated traditional buyers, but when you wipe out an entire lineup save for one model, sales are bound to nosedive. This isn't about playing devil's advocate. We need to wait and see how the rebranding plays out before passing judgment. I'm not particularly swayed by Jaguar's claim that traffic to its website more than doubled after the relaunch. That's just about as meaningful as, say, placing a $50 refundable deposit on a new car. The company also reported a 24% increase in searches from wealthier individuals. But unless those people actually buy cars, these stats don't hold much weight. Jaguar isn't chasing volume anymore like it did in the past when it repeatedly failed to compete with the German luxury brands. The company has been in BMW's shadow for decades. The old strategy clearly didn't work, and with the EU banning the sale of new combustion engine cars in 2035, transitioning to an all-electric lineup isn't exactly a surprise. Engineering new gas-powered cars only to sell them for a few short years in such a major market wouldn't make much sense. The hard reset begins with a production version of the radical Type 00 concept. Parent company Tata Motors is taking a bold risk with Jaguar's reinvention, and it's not just because of the EV pivot. By moving upmarket into six-figure pricing territory, Jaguar is consciously letting go of most of its current customer base. Managing Director Rawdon Glover openly said that as many as 85% of existing buyers won't stick around. The plan is to sell high-end products to the remaining 15% while attracting new customers. Jaguar hopes to draw in younger buyers, but that's easier said than done. It's typically older customers who truly appreciate Jaguar's racing pedigree and iconic designs, and who are more likely to have the means to afford a next-generation Jag. But let's look beyond percentages, pricing, and eccentric ad campaigns. The car itself remains the most important part of the equation. Jaguar's bold four-door GT could make or break the company when it goes on sale in 2026. The production version debuts later this year, introducing the dedicated Jaguar Electrical Architecture, JEA, and a complete design overhaul to create something as striking as the Cadillac Celestiq or Rolls-Royce Spectre. Could Jaguar have done things differently? Arguably, yes. Perhaps the relaunch should have kicked off with a production model that people could actually order the next day. Waiting over a year from the Type 00's debut to its production version, while simultaneously discontinuing nearly the entire lineup, was a gutsy move. But if the car delivers and its wild styling resonates, the doom and gloom over 2025's sales collapse will seem overblown. Sure, the controversial Copy Nothing ad campaign may have alienated traditional buyers, but when you wipe out an entire lineup save for one model, sales are bound to nosedive. Consider this: the Rolls-Royce Spectre outsold the Cullinan in Europe last year. Who knows, starting with a sleek GT instead of an SUV might just work. Two more models will follow the Type 00. While their identities haven't been confirmed, we can safely assume at least one will be an SUV. At full capacity, total production across the three models is expected to hover around 50,000 units annually, less than a third of Jaguar's 2018 record of 180,833 sales. As for going all in on EVs, Jaguar doesn't think it will be a deterrent. Internal research suggests that the affluent customers they're targeting don't really care about what powers the car. People buy cars for their design and interior. Powertrain is about 13th on the list, according to Glover. Speaking specifically about the new GT, the company's managing director believes people will buy it because they think it's beautiful and the brand resonates. We'll see about that, especially with a starting price north of $100,000 USD. For that money, buyers will get a sleek Grand Tourer promising 478 miles, 770 kilometers of WLTP range, or 430 miles, 692 kilometers, per EPA testing. Jaguar hasn't shared many specs yet, but claims a 15-minute charge at peak power will add enough juice for 200 miles, 231 kilometers. Before customers even drive the radically new Jaguar, they'll encounter an entirely different retail experience. The first of the brand's high-end stores opens in Paris. Many criticize Jaguar Land Rover for modernizing a Defender too much by turning it from a simple workhorse into a fancy SUV. Nevertheless, it is now a resounding success. JLR sold 114,646 Defenders last year, helping the company post its highest profit in a decade. Here's hoping Jaguar can silence its naysayers the same way. Until then, let's hold off on writing its obituary. The Jaguar of tomorrow won't resemble the brand we grew up with, but maybe, just maybe, this reboot is exactly what it needs.